Good morning, everybody. This is Max Farrell. This is Dex Trader, and I am on the live signals trading today. This is the daily signals, of course. We also have the intraday and SR Maxes, all different types of trades that we have to do. But this morning I'm looking at our dailies. Easy enough. There is some market movement happening today. Let me check to see what news is happening. Now, in checking on the news, there is always a worry of something that is in the very beginning of a pair or what have you. So if there's no news, I usually like to try to choke up on the dailies. If not, then I will just put in a working order for the price that I see, for the open price, and call it the day and do subjugated pairs. I won't do Euro Great Britain pound, and then do a Euro USD in case the euro rallies or decreases, and they both will lose. I'll also never do a pair with USD in it on the same side, or one that has USD JPY and then Euro USD, and they're in the same direction. So you got to look at correlation also within that process. So make sure that everything runs in the same direction. So let's just look at the best one here, which is the Euro Great Britain pound. And let me see here. The signal came out at 8:15, and it's 8:36 now on Monday, September 11th. 98%, not too bad. Let me look at the DPC, which is the Data Processing Center for the Euro Great Britain pound. Not too shabby. The last week or the last 24 trades, last month on 28 trades, sitting at 100%. So the best ratio that I can find for the Great Britain pound, let me isolate the asset. Hitting the control panel, I'm just going to look at this one. It's in a sell position, so I'm just going to look at the sells, and I'm going to see anything over 20. Basically, they're all over 20 except one or two. So I'm going to move up 20 pips, and we're going to see what happens with that. Sell at 91.20 on the sell for 11 o'clock. So let's just get over to here, go to Forex binaries. Euro Great Britain pound. We're going to do the daily 11 a.m. 91.20 on the sell. So we're going to come down to 9100. I don't see it there because there's nothing at 9100, but what I'm going to do is do a 9100 working order for $22 at this point. And that's what I'm going to hang on to. That's what I'm going to hang my hat. So you see the process that I do here is that I'm really looking at past performance, not just from the market, but from also our signals and how well it's done in the past. So this particular one failed because it didn't. We were having some problems with the signals closing due to some pressure from outside, but it looks like everything else in there is pretty recent and pretty good. All right, so I'll just reload the screen here because you can clear the sorting and clear the other things in there to be able to do that. So I'm going to look at one of the other pairs. USD JPY has the better, so we're going to look at that one now. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to look at the DPC, look at the data that comes over, 100 on the month. That's not too bad. So I'm going to go back to signals. I'm going to isolate its variable on here. Go to USD JPY. I'm going to look at the buy side. And there we go. 1, 2, 3. So there's 1, 2 out of 10. So about 80% possibility. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to jump into a pair here, USD JPY. Come over here, USD JPY. Now the signal was for 108.40. So I'm going to do a 20 pip choke up on this USD. So we're going to get the 11 a.m. Let me check that again. 108.40 on the buy, 108.40 on the buy. So I'm going to come up to 108.60. And it looks like we got some money on this one. So I'm going to go ahead and push this one and just take it as is. I'm going to take it straight as a market order. And why didn't it do that? Oh, there it is. Okay, there we go. So I'm in and I'm on. And this particular one, so you can kind of see sometimes there's going to be money on it at that 20 pip choke, and sometimes there's not. Remember, the dailies are a range trade, right? This means that we look at a particular time frame and pick the range, the high and the low. And if it pierces that range on a breakout, then we call the opposite end of the range as the signal. Okay, so it's very simple to understand once you get your head wrapped around it, and it's very easy to trade. You can do this choke up process and inside the signal base if you have the data to support it. Okay, so here on the 11 a.m. it had 18, had under. So you got to kind of just look at it and pay attention. You can travel down and watch the pair, and you're looking for some different processes here on the MACD, because here's the USD JPY. We got a nice little crossover happening right now, so I'm pretty sure we're going to get some movement here. If this happens to cross over and you're within, like, say 10 pips in the opposite direction, you may want to think about flipping and see about getting out and taking your loss at that point. But other than that, it should be okay. I'll try to post the results in here for this, or either come back in and show you the results afterwards if I'm not too busy. But I just wanted to kind of show you the process on how I get into my dailies. And I only put one contract on here on my private, and this is a demo account I do because I don't want to be distracted while trading live money. Okay, but I do this when I do my time on the dailies, and I have to go over and do that now. All right, I'm Max Farrow. This is Dex Trader, and I'll see you soon. Hey everybody, it's Max Farrow, and we're back here on the USD JPY daily that we got into. Again, I already have a great respect for the dailies, and I rarely will choke up on the process unless I feel and can see a good pattern. Now, the good pattern that we had on the signal was the USD JPY had a nice, let me get over to the dailies here. And if I isolated the variable on USD JPY on the buy side, not the sell side, I just did a video on any intradays. We were at 108.40, and if you remember from the beginning of the video, we came in, we looked at the variable of being able to choke it up 20 pips to be able to get to that, and we had a good ratio of how many were above 20. You only had one out of the lot that wasn't above 20, and it wasn't an 11 o'clock one. So I was very excited about that process to be able to choke up some, because we got right into the price. If you remember the other one that we were looking at, the Euro Great Britain Pound, it did not have one on it either. But listen, sometimes this happens. Not every signal you're going to be able to get into, but what you're looking for is the availability to choke up and be able to get onto those in the process. So you can clearly see we got about a minute left, and we're 28 pips. I don't think we're going to lose this one. I think we're pretty much golden. So that's basically the video for today for the dailies. In future videos, I want to start showing you just a little bit, pay attention to this playlist that you're in, subscribe to the channel, get on board, because you're going to want to know when I'm putting new stuff up and seeing how I trade them and seeing my mentality behind it. Very simple. Now, is $25 a lot of money? No, it's not. If you're trading that every day, if you find one or two a day that really work for you, how can it be more money? And we have a term here called CVG, consistency plus volume equals goal. Now, in order to get consistent, you have to have the mentalities. Now, don't pay attention to this. There's a profit loss. All the market makers pulled their deals out, so that's why the profit and loss jumps down. So don't think you've lost at this point. You got about 13 seconds left, and we're about golden. Don't think we're going to be dropping 28 pips. And there we go. The other one did not open, and this one closed out for a win of $25. Now, that $25 could easily been $250 with 10 contracts on. Now, how much money do you need to make a day? So you could be hunting out just one trade a day, and that's what it comes down to. All right, I'm Max Farrow. This is Dex Trader. This has been another Trading with Max and on the daily signals here, and I hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you next time. Trade well.